In lesson 5.9, we're going to talk about exponents with fractions. Okay? So this is a review of what we did with the exponents before, where you have a power of a power. Alex, I just reminded you. Stop flipping your pencils around, your markers around. Yeah, exactly. So a power of a power you multiply, and if the exponent is outside parentheses, it applies to everything inside the parentheses. Okay? That's what these arrows mean. That this 3, the cubed exponent, goes to the 4, and it goes to the x squared. So if we were to write this out in expanded form, it would look like 4x squared times 4x squared times 4x squared. 3 4x squares. And then when you multiply them all out, 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. And x squared times x squared times x squared is x to the 6th power. Okay? Now, in lesson 5.9, if you look at your sheet and your homework assignment, we're going to be working with fractions with powers. Yep. Products of quotients. And when you're applying an exponent to a fraction, you apply it to both the numerator and the denominator. So if you have negative 4/5 to the 2nd power, that negative 4/5, since the negative sign is inside the parentheses, it stays with the number, and it's negative 4/5 times negative 4/5. Since it's a negative times a negative, the answer is a positive. And then you multiply. 4 times 4 is 16, and 5 times 5 is 25. So this exponent goes to both the numerator and the denominator. Does that make sense? The 4 is being squared, the 5 is being squared, and the negative sign is being squared. Negative times negative.
Oh.
Okay? You can square, yeah, it's like a negative 1 here.
Okay, okay.
Negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. Okay? Anytime you have a negative sign, it's kind of like just having a negative 1 there. Okay? Now, sometimes you'll just have a variable in the denominator. So 4 over n to the 3rd power. So that's 4 to the 3rd power. We already know that's 64. And n to the 3rd power. So it's 64 over n to the 3rd power. Look at how you write that without the division bar, without the fraction bar. So remember, when we had an exponent in the denominator, or if you move it above the line, above the fraction bar, below the fraction bar, the exponent becomes negative. So that's how you write that if you needed to write it without the fraction bar. Or that's what it means. If you see this, 64n to the negative 3rd power, that's equal to 64 over n to the 3rd power. If we move this down here, the exponent becomes positive. Are you with me? Okay. Go to your sheet. Look at the front first two. What does number 2 have that 1 doesn't have? Next, a negative sign, exactly. Yep. So this one's going to be positive since the negative is being squared. And this one's going to be positive, there's no negative sign there. The 2 applies to both the 5 and the 6. So this is 5/6 times 5/6, which is 25/36. Right?
Oh yes, I did that.
Good. You're getting it. This is negative times negative, so the answer is going to be positive. Negative 4/9 times negative 4/9 equals 16/26. Oh, I'm sorry. 81st. Whoops. I was thinking of our example. 4/9, not 4/5. In the example that I showed you it was 5th, so that's why I was still thinking about that. Okay. Now, if the 3 applies to the x squared, then it's a power of a power. So this answer is
6x.
x to the 6th power over
15.
5 to the 3rd, but it's 5 times 5 times 5. So it's not 3 times
If you can
5.
count.
It's 5 times 5 times 5.
125.
I knew that. I actually got the answer right. Let's go.
I was
Number 4. 2 to the 3rd power times x to the 3rd power. What's 2 to the 3rd power? 2 times 2 times 8. And if there's not an exponent next to the x, then it's automatically a 1, isn't it? So since this is a power of a power, 3 times 1 is 3. X to the 3rd. 8 x to the 3rd power. Okay? You getting this? Makes sense?
Yes.
Ariana, focus.
Number 5 will give it.
Number 5. The 2 applies to the negative 3. Notice the negative sign is in the parentheses.
Did your braces break?
So this is not. And then y squared to the 2nd power. Power of a power.
Too far away.
Maybe 9x to the 4th power.
9y to the 4th
Yes.
power. Yep.
Oh, I mean, why? That's what I meant.
9y to the 4th power. Okay?
Wait, why 9?
2 times.
3
Oh
times
yeah, I
3.
get it. I get it.
times
Yeah.
2.
Oh.
Negative 3 times
You've
negative
been
3.
fuzzing me, Alex.
Okay? Any questions on this?
There is 9.
Okay.
Okay.
I want you to finish this column. So not 7 through 15 odds. Then, look at these. You've got to substitute a number in here. So I want you to do 17, 18, 19, and 21. Okay? Look at number 17. A squared, when a is 2, so it'd be 2 squared times to the 3rd power. So that'd be First do the inside parentheses.
So I did
4 to the third power,
Yep.
which is,
Wait, no, 4 to the 6th power.
4 to the 6th.
no,
2 times.
What?
Yeah, because you don't do that right away. You don't do that right away. You do
it's 2 to the 6th power, isn't it? A is 2, not 4.
Yeah. Wait. Oh.
So if you think of A being 2, it's 2 to the 6th power.
2 to the
Or
64.
multiply 2 squared first, then it's a 4. And then to the third power.
Well, how did you get 64 then?
How would you do number 21 since there's like a number and a fraction?
Number 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's easy.
Okay. You'd have to write it out first. So 2 times 1/3. How would you write 2 as a fraction? 2 over 1. And then that's in parentheses. So you need to square that. So what's 2 times 1, Emily?
Yes.
Yeah, put your toy away.
wait.
2 times 1 is 2.
1.
1 times 3 is 3,
Yeah,
so it's 2/3 squared. No, 4 ninths.
Oh, right.
Oh,
three.
yeah.
Pay attention. Okay?
Yes, do it 2.
No, you were playing with this. Alright, so do those circled questions, okay? Or do the rest of those.